Good morning, everybody. That felt like it cut off quickly, didn't it? It is.
You know what? Hey, I don't care what the people say. I actually that's grown on me. I like it. I'm always sitting here, yeah, like dancing to it.
I don't know. It's smooth jazz in the morning. I don't know that it works for me. I do dance to it every day. You guys can't see it on screen, but we see each other behind the screen, and I'm sitting here bopping my head to it. I admit the intro has grown on me, but I still want to change it. I don't know. But we don't need to produce on air. It's Thursday. This is the best day of the week. We are picking the game, how we see it breaking down. We've got Aggie Fact Thursday with Kyle Umlang coming up. And hey, you know what? We got ourselves a commitment. We'll get to that in just a second. But first, I am Travis Gailey. I'm joined by Aaron Little from Orange Bloods and Nash from Texas. Guys, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, Ryan Wingo from the Clouds. That was a nice little gift yesterday. Can't wait to talk about that. Thursday, absolutely the best show of the week. We got Kyle Umlang coming on, little Aggie Fact Thursday. Going to make all of our game predictions, bowl predictions, first touchdown, all that good stuff. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way in. We always appreciate that. Nash, what are you up to?
I am up to watching the Texas fan base just go crazy over recruiting, and I'm just sitting over here like hands off. Y'all go crazy. I'm gonna wait till signing day.
Well, we will go crazy. We got to talk about it because anytime you land a 5-star, it's a big ding deal. But you know what? First, I want to say good morning to Colton, first in the house with his horns up. It is. Get your horns up.
Colton's great because, I know I mentioned this before, but on Anwar's show, like Anwar shouts out everyone in the chat, and he always calls Colton Cotton because there's another Cotton, and he's just like, Colton even tried to spell it out for him the other day. Colton, if you really want me to correct him, like if it really bothers you, just let me know. But if not, I'm just going to let the bit keep going. So just let me know.
There you go. Well, thank you, Colton and Cotton. I haven't seen Cotton post in our chat in a while, but hopefully he's coming back soon. Colton in Kansas, by the way. El Conquistador has stormed.
There he is.
Stormed Fresno, and he is in the house. Sandman, always here. Always appreciate it. Those horns up. Same for Agent Z. And Interstate Kiki, I'm guessing.
Yep.
There you go. Horns up and bunch of heart emojis as well, as is the longest horn. Oh, Cotton is in the house. There we go. Good morning, Cotton. Both. Yeah, we got Cotton and Colton. So
it's like
love it.
It's like the bat signal. Just say his name and he'll appear.
And if you say 3 times, no, I'm just kidding. And we've also got, look at that, from Kadena Air Base. All things sounds. Love it.
And I think
Welcome.
that one went
Hope
over.
You guys enjoyed the show. Steven from North Carolina is in the house. We've got a lot of Longhorns excited to talk Texas football right now. And we do have to start. Ryan Wingo, 5-star commitment. He's out of St. Louis. Gosh, the brain just shut down there for a second. Like, he's a Rivals 5-star commitment out of St. Louis. He's the number 19 overall recruit according to Rivals. He's 24th overall in the 24/7 composite. He's 6'2", 195. He's fast he runs like a 10.600. I mean, this is a physical specimen, a physical freak that it just doesn't get. You don't find these guys on trees every day. Guys who are 6'2", 195 and can run like he does. I mean, you see a little more of it in like a Xavier Worthy body type, the smaller guys who can boogie. This is a big dude who can move. These things don't come along. And the beautiful thing about this is he's going to get playing time next year, right? I mean, Texas is going to lose Worthy. Texas is going to lose Whittington. Texas is more than likely going to lose Adonai Mitchell. Although the second half slide a little bit in his stats, maybe he comes back. I don't know. But more than likely he's gone. There's a lot of playing time up for grabs. Jonte Cook is going to be a starter. And this provides Texas another day one ready freshman wide receiver who can step in and get a lot of snaps. This is a big deal in shoring up what Texas needs for their wide receiver room going into 2024 when you're making the move to the SEC. Aaron, I want to get your impression first because Nash has already wiped his hands clean.
Yeah, I had to break out the huddle tape for this one. Jeff Ketchum, he always has the great breakdown in this analysis. He includes the huddle film. Nash, I know you're not the biggest recruiting guy, but you should at least watch these 6 minutes huddle highlights because they are pretty fun. There's just not much to nitpick with this guy. He's got good size and good speed. Super smooth route runner. Like he just is this very natural route runner. He accelerates really well out of his cuts. There was one play where, I mean, he was just like, he looks like he was going 75% speed. And then he went to make a cut and all of a sudden he was going 110% and he was just gone. They use him outside for tracking deep balls really well. He can go, they use him a lot as a big slot. So he can play inside and outside, which is very encouraging. So yeah, I mean, he's a deep ball threat. He was good yards after catch on those plays over the middle. He just like seems like a really well-rounded player. I know I'm literally breaking down huddle highlights that he chose to post on the internet, but man,
it's still there. It's still on tape.
I mean, he's very smooth. He definitely seems like a guy that should be ready to play pretty soon after he gets on campus. So yeah, I mean, that's what I saw in the film. As far as the actual recruitment here, obviously this was a bit of a surprise. This was a bit of a roller coaster recruiting breakdown. I know our guys on Orange Blood started to get wind of it yesterday morning. There was like all of a sudden some chatter back and forth from some sources, but still kind of went down to the buzzer. Nash, I think this is a good one to do what you do best and just sit back until signing day because who knows what's going on with this kid, man, because there's been a lot of flip-flopping in this recruitment. At least that's what it seems like from the outside.
Well, and then also there's the videos of the dad and Wingo himself basically saying, "Oh yeah, I'm still recruiting. I'm still being recruited to Missouri." Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rain on any parades. Like this is
I just look to go off what Sukamel says, and he's been saying it for a long, long time. Is if they're still taking visits, they're not committed.
Especially a 5-star, that NIL seems to be a pretty significant factor. There could be some leverage going on here. I mean, this is
and then also a school that Luther Burden is playing at, and I don't know. There's just like,
but if he makes it, this is a big deal.
I will certainly be celebrating in January, December if he's signed, but I'm gonna wait till the ink dries first.
Yeah, well, the thing is though, like the fact that it is, look, it's almost November, signing days in December. You don't have to, there's not a long wait to sweat this one out. There will be a sweat all the way to the end. No doubt about that. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying the people that are like, but you'd rather be in the position of trying to hold on to a guy than in the position of trying to flip a guy. And the fact that he moved up his commitment, he didn't have to commit. He had been saying all along this was going to happen in December. He moved up his commitment, presumably, because he was ready. He was ready to shut it down. He's ready to move
pick
on.
Missouri.
Yeah, and well, I mean, that was the consensus thought. The prevailing thought was that him moving it up was in order to pick Missouri. But turns out that was incorrect information. So, look, is this something where Texas is going to have to sweat? Yeah, clearly it is. But again, this dude's in the house for now, and he fits really well with what Sark does on offense. By the way, he gives Sark. Yeah, I mean, he recognized, which is why I think Texas was in this so much from the beginning, not just NIL dollars. Not going to deny that NIL plays a significant part of that. And this is the kind of player that's going to command a lot of respect, which is part of the game these days. I mean, in fans who get upset about that, time to move on. That you're crying over spilt milk. That's part of the game. And for once, Texas can throw his cash around. I mean, let's face it. It's but this is one of those things where it's not just the NIL. He recognizes how he fits into this offense. He recognizes the playing time available to him starting day one. I mean, this guy is going to fit. He provides a bigger, fast option opposite somebody like Jonte Cook, who's smaller, fast option. And Sark has said it a million times. He likes speed on the edges and big, strength in the middle. And I mean, who doesn't? But I'm saying that he recruits to that too. That's the team he puts together. So,
well, in Wingo, he can do both. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I've noticed on the film. I mean, you say he fits in Sark's offense, which he absolutely will. I think this guy could fit in almost any offense. Like, this guy is just going to be this guy's going to be a luxury for Sark because, yeah, you want the speed on the outside and you want those big bodies to make contested catches and get yards after the catch in the middle. Well, he's both. So this allows you more versatility in how you recruit. This is more versatility and, what formations you want to use, more versatility if other guys go down to injuries. Like, this is a guy you can just move all around. I mean, probably don't want to put too much on his plate as a true freshman, but man, I mean, this guy, he can kind of do it all. So
Worthy stepped in as a true freshman day one and was the guy. I mean, when, especially with, there are certain positions where you can do that. Wide receiver is one of those. Running back is one of those. I'm not saying those are easy positions. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying physical talent is a big, big deal with those positions, more so than like offensive line. Yes, you have to be physically talented in that too, but there's so much communication. There's so much learning that goes along with it. Same with quarterback. Those are like two positions where it's hard to step in day one. Wide receiver, it's not. And no, Aaron, rain is not coming through your audio. You're just fine.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, it's raining a lot here, so just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, it is raining a lot here.
Yeah,
I'll agree.
But it's not coming through the audio. So we're good.
You know what? I will say, man, if we're able to land him and get it all done, there's some real speed on this team. When you talk about Niblet, Wingo, DeAndre Moore, you also Jonte Cook, Nair. Here's the deal. I know some people. He's very similar to Nair, but Nair's just a little bit more chunky. When I mean chunky, I'm not talking he's fat or anything like that because he can fly too. But Nair has a very rare profile, just a little bit more like what Travis was saying on the open with the Wingo here, just like these big dudes that can move fast.
Yep.
The NFL loves these dudes, and I don't see Nair leaving. And the reason why I don't see Nair leaving is he's already transferred once. If he transfers again, unless it's a graduate deal,
I was about to say,
he's going to have to sit out a full year. And it's just for what his goals are, which is to make it to the NFL. It's just if you spend that much time in college, you're hurting your chances of the NFL. He would honestly be better off probably like bolting, trying to go undrafted free agent and making a practice squad and just grinding out that way, like the little Jordan Humphrey route, as opposed to, trying to go make it on another roster in the college football world.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but with the transfer portal, if he is a graduate transfer, because
it has to be graduate transfer though. That's why.
But he's been around long. I don't know what his academic progress is. I'm not even going to speculate. But if he's able to do that, if he's able to transfer, I think putting one good year, solid year as a starter on tape would help him more than being a Jag, because those dudes get cut so quickly and so easily. You know what I mean? Like those camp bodies.
And it honestly goes to show how impressive what little Jordan Humphrey's done is. Like there are a lot of NFL drafted dudes over the last since little Jordan Humphrey's entered the league that they're no longer playing in the league anymore.
Sure.
I don't know, but at the end of the day, if we're able to land him, this is a massive wide. And like Stoops 5 is saying, hey, this guy, he's like a little bit of a head case. Look, I want divas at the wide receiver position. I want those guys wanting the ball.
That's how you know you got a real wide receiver.
It's like the BJ Johnson, Sloan Thomas days. You'd be a fool to think that those dudes don't want the ball every single play.
Well, every wide receiver has got diva in them somehow. You know what I mean? Like that's the nature of the beast. That's the personality. That's just who they are.
Okay, yeah, the wave has come. The wave has come.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna move on. We're not gonna keep hashing this out, but it is worthy of taking up the first 15 minutes of it, because if this holds out, which is true of every recruit, but if this does hold out, this is a big time get for Sarkisian, and more proof, by the way, the guy can get some recruits in. You can question certainly some aspects of his coaching, but he can build a damn team. And this is there. It's been an area that we've talked about before that Texas was likely going to have to hit the portal to shore up its wide receiver room going into next year, because there were needs.
Well, I mean, Chris Jackson needed this one at wide receiver because the class next year for wide receiver, it was a little thin. I mean, they had Parker Livingston and they had Freddie DuBose Jr., but they're both hurt. I mean, they're both hurt right now. They'll probably be fine, but still, I mean, just to add a 5-star on top of what was kind of a thin class, this was a big get for the wide receiver room for sure.
Big time.
And then also in the year that we're about to be losing like 3 or 4 dudes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, Texas was already going to have to hit the portal. They may still hit the portal for another receiver, but it's better to just do that for one than 2. And you talk NIL dollars, by the way, those dudes aren't free either. I mean, you're paying out for big time talent in the portal, just like you are big time talent in the high school ranks. So this is a big get for Texas. This is a big win, and it will shore up a position of big need as they move into the SEC. Now, having said that, it should help Malik Murphy next year, right? I mean, Malik he's got some arms to throw to, and you need to pull out your phone, use your arm, pull out your phone, scan this QR code, because the big guy just signed a bunch of jerseys for Elite Sports Memorabilia, just like that. Look at there, Nash.
Wow.
Love it.
There it is.
Sir.
Someone correctly predicted the score.
Almost put this on. Put this on. I don't want to ruin it.
So you can have one just like that by just scanning this QR code and going to check out Elite Sports Memorabilia on Facebook. There's a lot of great gear, not just Malik. We're going to talk Jonathan Brooks later, but there's a lot of Texas players that have jumped on board the ESM train. You can do it too. Like I said, it's almost November. It is definitely Christmas shopping time. It's time to start looking for special gifts for those loved ones,
or yourself,
or just for yourself. That's right. And
I mean, I said it with Jonathan Brooks like a couple weeks ago. You should probably buy these jerseys now, because if the stock keeps going up, Brandon's hand is going to be forced. I mean, it's just marketing 101. He's going to have to raise the prices a little bit. If you want to get a Malik Murphy jersey, man, you better do it just in case. Better do it now, just in case he throws for 400 against BYU, because Brandon's hand will be forced. And
Russell just did it.
Hey, look, treat yourself, okay?
There you go, just like Russell did.
There you go. Thank you, Russell.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. And speaking of Malik Murphy, it is time for us to get to our game predictions. We might end up having to do some predictions, take a pause, talk to Kyle, and then come back. We'll see.
We can go kind of quick. We'll see.
We can go kind of quickly. We'll let's get to it. Let's start with Malik Murphy. How do you see Malik Murphy breaking down on Friday? What do you see him doing, Aaron? Let's start with you.
I think it's going to be a little choppy. I think there's going to be some plays where it's just like, man, that was sick. And then there's going to be some plays where it's like, that was not as fun as the cool plays. I think that's just going to be how it goes with the young quarterback making his first start. I know the BYU defense isn't that devastating. I've got 18 for 27. I do think Texas is going to try to lean on the run game. 238 yards. I think he hits a couple big plays. I'm going to go 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I just think it's going to be a little choppy. I don't think every drive is going to be just a smooth, methodical march down the field. I think BYU is going to throw a lot of stuff at him. But yeah, I think it's 238 and 1 touchdown, 1 pick is what I'm going with.
I love it. Nash, how about you? What do you got?
I'm going with the numbers that will spark a bunch of controversy, and that'll be a theme for a prediction that I have later on. 28 of 35, so that's an 80% completion rate, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. So this is a lot of I know. This is a lot of long balls. This is it. I'll get to more on this later, but yeah, I think that this is gonna look. I said this too. Like, I think that Malik Murphy is going to come out to a really hot start, And I said that I think the interceptions are coming. I don't think that they're necessarily coming against BYU. I got one. But yeah, I think that look, Malik can spin it. Yeah, I know.
Dude, if
I
that's the
know.
stat line, the crowd is gonna go
No,
insane.
I know. Look,
That's gonna
what's
be
going to happen
electric.
is I'll get to it later. But yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
no,
stuff
I
on.
love it. I love it. I love the big cojones there. I'm a big fan. By the way, Stoops 5, we have he's week to week.
I'm
Yours
going
is
2
week
weeks.
to
That's
week.
my
So,
thought.
but no, yeah, we don't know how many weeks. Nash saying 2.
Well,
I
I mean,
don't
I'm
I
just
don't
going
know.
off past. I'm going off of
Right, up
quarterbacks in the NFL
guys
that have
who've
had
done
this
this
injury.
before. Yeah, sure, I get it. I think 2 to 3 is probably pretty fair bet. We'll see. Certainly be back by the time Texas and OU play in the Big 12 championship game, right?
Well, I'll say this: how Malik Murphy does certainly plays a part in.
You've been saying this all week. I don't think Aaron and I are on board yet with the future quarterback controversy. But you know what? If Malik comes out and throws for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns, you might be onto something. I'm going to split the baby here. I'm going to kind of go in between you both. I've got Malik going 23 for 30, which I thought I thought the 30 was high for passing attempts in this game. And Nash just was like, nope, that ain't nothing. So I'm going 23 for 30 for 275, 2 touchdowns. And I don't think he throws a pick. I think it's a nice, clean, easy game. 23, 30, 275, and 2. Now, obviously, if you've got Malik Murphy going for 360 yards, Nash, then surely you've got Xavier Worthy going for 200. What's your Xavier Worthy prediction?
6 receptions for 115 yards. I think he's going to get a big one, but ultimately, I think that you're going to start to see more of these younger wide receivers come in. And honestly, I think that it's probably more likely to be around where you were, but I just wanted to kind of be a little bit different and not put the same or near same completion percentage or as you. So, and it's more a number.
That's fair enough. Aaron, how about Xavier Worthy? What have you got with X?
Yeah, I mean, from my passing numbers, obviously my stats going to be a little bit lower. I think 5 catches, 83 yards. That does leave room for 1 chunk play. I definitely think Malik's going to hit a deep ball, maybe 2. I don't know if it's going to be to Worthy, if it's going to be to Mitchell, but I'm going to go 5 for 83. So just like a nice solid day at the office for Worthy.
Then I'm actually the high guy on Xavier Worthy. I've got him with 8 catches for 120 yards. And, obviously, again, we've talked about this all week. The deep ball, I think, is going to be a big deal here. And I really like Malik's deep balls. And that's not right, but you know what I'm saying. I think Xavier Worthy should get one of those. So I'm the high guy, 8 catches, 120 yards. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the way. I do expect him to get a lot of short passes. I expect him to get a lot of flare outs. You know what I mean? Especially early as they work Murphy into the game. So I don't foresee a huge average yards.
I don't know if he's going to take him though. He's already shown it. He's already shown that he's going to target downfield.
That's true. He may, yeah. And I like that. I like the aggressiveness in Murphy.
Yeah, he's got confidence.
Jonathan Brooks, by the way, if we're talking about, the prevailing wisdom is, and the natural thought is, when you're starting a new quarterback, you're going to take it easy on him. You're going to lean on a run game, especially when you have a guy who's top 10 in the country in yards per rush, top 5 in yards per game. So Jonathan Brooks, Elite Sports Memorabilia family member. What do you see? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go off first. I think he's going to have a great day. I really do. I was going to say something like 145 yards, but he needs 175 to get to 1,000 on the season. So I'm going with 175. I think he's going to, again, my head says more like 145, 150, but let's tack on those extra 25, 30 yards. 175 yards, 1,000 on the season, and 2 touchdowns for Jonathan Brooks.
I like it. Yeah, it's pretty bold. We got BYU run defense. They're 9th in the Big 12. They're giving up about 150 yards per game on the ground. Texas obviously going to be one of the better rushing offenses that they've faced this year, if not the very best. I do think they're going to pound Jonathan Brooks quite a bit. I'm going to go 165 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think we finally see this Texas run offense execute in the red zone. I'm going to say, you could qualify this as a bold prediction. I think in college football, anytime you go 3 touchdowns for a star player, it doesn't really count as a bold prediction. So I came up with something else, but I'm going to go 165 and 3 touchdowns. I think it's a big day for Brooks. I think he gets a lot of carries. I mean, maybe Baxter gets more carries because he did look a little healthier next week, but I think the running backs as a whole just get a lot of work in this one.
All right, Nash, what do you got for JB?
I got 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think that ultimately the Sabian Red package in the red zone, that's going to start to take away touchdowns from Jonathan Brooks. And then also, as we keep seeing Cedric Baxter, healthy, I think that you're gonna see carries start to get leached over towards him. So I think that his carries get dinged down a little bit, and that's why I have the numbers so low at 1. And we're talking about so low at 120 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of season
horrible day for Jonathan Brooks on the ground.
Breaks Nash's heart to predict anything less than 175.
I should have
200.
By the way, I should have said, Nash, what do you have for Jonathan Brooks besides a JB jersey hanging up on the wall there? And, we mentioned Elite Sports memorabilia. If you want a Jonathan Brooks jersey, now's your chance. Again, scan that QR code, go snatch one up, and we'll let you know how you can win a free one later. But why take the chance on that? Just go buy one now, especially because we've mentioned this before. He's going to do another signing, and the prices are going up. Now's your chance to get it at the lower price because he can command more dollars.
Price has gone up.
So it's going up more. Get in now before it's too late. All right, let's move on. Let's flip to the other side. Kedon Slovis. Look, this dude has bounced around from school to school. Aaron calls him, what do you call him? The JT Daniels light?
Fancy JT Daniels.
Fancy JT Daniels.
Big 12 I like it. JT Daniels.
I like it. I actually like JT Daniels more than
more than Kedon Slovis.
Slovis is not good.
Mormon JT Daniels.
JT Daniels has a little gamer to him. He's doing a little something with Rice. Kedon Slovis is doing nothing with BYU. There's a reason why guys are on like their 4th school. It's because they suck. If he was any good, he would have stayed at one school and gone to the NFL because he has that pedigree about him. He is a former 5-star himself. So I think it's going to be a rough day for Kedon Slovis, despite the fact that as has been well documented, and I put in my column this week, the passing game struggles, which if you're not an Orange Bloods member, you should go check it out. The pass defense I think there are some structural flaws within the pass defense lately that can get fixed, and this is a good way to fix them. Face a really bad quarterback. So I've got Slovis going 17-34, only a 50% completion percentage for 185 yards and 1 touchdown. I don't think he gets into the 2s. But Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, I've got him with a better day than that. I'm still concerned about the Texas secondary. I want to see who's actually going to be out there. I want to see who's actually going to be out there for like a good amount of snaps. Like some of those guys might come back in the secondary, but not sold on the snaps they're going to play. The rotation, I don't like if Texas is forced to rotate guys in the secondary. I don't love that because communication has been a bit of an issue lately. I think Houston put some stuff on film in the passing game that BYU might be able to replicate. So all that combined.
Well, you did too, by the way. Last 2 games, the secondary has been exposed.
Yeah. So I think, this is probably a solid BYU coaching staff, older players. They can adapt to a game plan and just like a 1-week game plan and adjust and implement it pretty quickly. So I'm going to go 20 for 32, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he still throws 2 picks because he is still Kedon Slovis on the road in front of a lot of Burnt Orange fans. So pretty decent day by Kedon Slovis standards, but nothing crazy overall.
Nash, how about you?
Yeah, one thing that goes to speak about the coaching staff anytime that you're in a football game is the penalties. And BYU, they are one of the least penalized teams in the nation. So there's that. Now on to my prediction. I just want to back up what you said right there. 18 of 38. I've got a little bit worse day than Travis does for him. 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Like I said, or like Travis said, I just think there's a bounce back to be had for this defensive back room in this week.
I hope so. And look, Danny Juarez, I was predicting a bounce back game for the Texas defense last week, and that obviously did not come true. So hopefully Ryan Watts coming back will be a big factor. Jalen Catalan is still week to week. So we're not going to see him for a while, but this is, frankly, Donovan Smith is a better quarterback than Keaton Slovis. So. And he's no Donovan Smith. He's no Dylan Gabriel. Keaton Slovis is going to struggle.
Also, the wide receivers might be better too.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Let's get on to the first touchdown of the game. Does anyone have? We're all picking Texas to score first, right? Even though, frankly,
I am picking Texas to score the first touchdown. I don't want to.
All right, then go with it. Who do you got scoring first?
I'm going Jonathan Brooks. I've been trying to get pretty cute. I feel like I haven't hit one in a while. I just want the feeling of getting one correct. So I'm gonna go with the safe play. And I mean, I do have Jonathan Brooks scoring 3 touchdowns in this game, so I kind of just have to pick him.
That's fair enough. Nash, how about you?
I got Savion Red. I think we're gonna get the ball in the red zone and give the ball to Red.
Those are all perfectly reasonable picks. I'm going with I think Malik Murphy gets on the board first with a touchdown pass to Worthy. So Murphy to Worthy, touchdown, Horns go up 7-0. That's my pick. Now let's get to the one wild prediction. Nash, I'm going to start with you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go first. Then we'll go Nash and then Aaron. And I'm going first just because I'm going to say I've said this. It feels like every week now, and so I may as well just keep riding with it. Byron Murphy gets a touchdown carry eventually, someday, at some point, they're going to hand the ball to Byron Murphy in this red zone package. Byron Murphy touchdown. That's mine. How about you, Nash?
I modified my numbers just a little bit because a great chat point. Game might be a little bit wet, so obviously, that's not going to bode well for a lot of pass attempts. I think that, like I was saying earlier, Malik Murphy going to have a great day. So my modified numbers are 20, 25, 290 yards. Still an amazing yards per attempt number. Still 80%. But I think that ultimately this is going to be our first big blowout win. And you're going to see it with my score prediction, although my score predictions have been terrible this year. I think that this, with the blowout win, whether it's Quinn Ewers' fault or not, we're going to see some quarterback controversy, especially if Malik Murphy goes out there and has a great game. I mean, the quote that has always been true every single time, year after year, that my dad's told me is the most important person on campus, or the most popular man on campus, is a backup quarterback. And it's going to be a deal where whether it's Quinn Ewers' fault or not that we haven't blown out teams this year, if we have a big blowout with Malik Murphy, people are going to say, "Well, look, we had it with Malik Murphy. We never got it with Quinn Ewers, so we need to stick with Malik Murphy."
All right, fair enough.
Yep. Bold prediction. This is for the game on Saturday. I'm going to go Corbin Carroll hits for a cycle in game 2 of the World Series. Oh, is that the wrong game? We're not doing. Is that the other Saturday game? Sorry. Xavier Worthy connects on another deep ball as a passer. We talked about this.
As a passer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw this in the rundown. I was like, this is not a bold prediction. I was itching to be like, come on, Aaron, you got to do better.
We talked about all week Malik Murphy. He's going to, they're going to want to get Malik Murphy those easy completions, get the ball to Xavier Worthy in space. We also talked about BYU going to bring a lot of guys into the box to make Malik Murphy throw the ball. Perfect situation for one of those little backward screen passes over the top.
Also, to that point, you have that ball gets out quick with Malik Murphy, so they're going to really be trying to sell out to get to. I'm not going to lie, I really could see this. Like, it's
call, right?
The more and more I think about it, like you can see like a Jatavian Sanders slipping. Ooh, yeah.
They haven't run it in a couple of weeks. They've been laying off of it for a while.
And it's just that aspect of they're going to have to rush. They're going to have to get to where they're fast.
Exactly.
I love it. And we will get to our final score predictions after we talk to Kyle Umlang, who's standing by, ready to go. But first, we do need to mention, if you're going to the game A, if it is raining, make sure you stay dry. But also, B, grab you something wet to drink. And the best place to do that is Specs, of course. You can hit one up on the way to game because there's a lot of locations throughout the state. Or if you're just staying home, why go out in the rain to get it? Check out Specs online or the Specs app and have it delivered.
No matter what you're needing, Specs same-day delivery can save the day with our Specs app or online shopping. From world-class wines to hard-to-find spirits and craft beers to gourmet foods, delicious snacks, and spectacular sweets. It's Specs. Cheers to savings.
Cheers to savings and cheers to Kyle Umlang, who's got his official visit locked in for November 3rd through the 5th. Kyle, what's going on? You're going to be...
What's up, guys?
You're taking an official to Austin there.
Official visit, yep. Locked in. I'll be
already
there.
Committed, still taking visits. You're one of those recruits that they get early just to help recruit the other recruits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To spread the gospel of Texas and anti. Hit us up with an Aggie fact on Aggie Fact Thursday.
I just thought of this one while waiting for y'all. Texas has more wins through 7 games this season than A&M had all of last season. So we're doing well.
That's incredible. I actually have one prepared today. It's not as creative as what Kyle usually brings to the table because he's the best at what he does. But I was just scrolling Twitter the other day and I saw Kyler Murray full participant in practice, and that made me think, Kyler Murray once attended Texas A&M University. He then transferred and went on to bigger and better things. That's all I got. That's my fact. Just wanted to throw that out there. Just another example of a young man leaving College Station and going on to do great things.
When you
a lot of people do better after they leave A&M. It is true.
Yep, that was
when you say Kyler went on to bigger and better things, are you talking about his head growing?
No, I mean it was unfortunate because the bigger and better things were like winning a Heisman at Oklahoma. So
I naturally assumed you meant his head. Sorry.
So I like to have the the theme stats here, especially with BYU. Now I figure Kyle was gonna have there's some real easy low hanging fruit for the BYU one with Steve Sarkisian, but I got fact number 21 from the volume 3. So we're gonna open up our reading material again. Tulane, Oregon State, Troy, Fresno State all finished 2020 in the 2022 season ranked in the AP poll. Texas A&M did not. BYU, Cincinnati, Tech, Kentucky, Pittsburgh, Tulane, Wake Forest all spent more weeks in the 2022 AP poll than Texas A&M. Must be a terrible life to be at Aggie.
Well, here's another one BYU themed. Coach Steve Sarkisian is in the A&M record book for most passing yards by an opponent. He threw more against A&M in regulation than any Aggie has ever thrown in a game themselves, even including overtime games.
Wow, how many yards did he throw for it? Do you have it?
536.
Wow, let's go.
He's in their record book, number 1 all time.
He is literally their daddy.
Yep.
That's impressive stuff. Kyle, we were talking a little bit this morning about Ryan Wingo, the big 5-star committed to Texas yesterday. I don't think we've ever asked you about recruiting. Are you a big recruiting guy? Are you a casual recruiting guy?
I am the most casual you can be because whenever I try and pay attention to it, it doesn't work out for us. So I just let the chips fall where they fall, and whoever we get. There's like 17-year-old kids. Yeah. I don't have time to be stressing over.
Hey, we're
what this post means and what this like means, and too much.
We're in competition for who's the most casual here, okay?
But if we get a good one, I'll for sure retweet it. For sure, be happy about it. So
this is a pretty big deal. You'll like this guy if he makes it to campus. I'll say that.
Yeah, I know 2 names: Colin Simmons and Ryan Wingo.
If you are blessed with the ranking of a 5-star, then I welcome you with open arms.
This is one of those, though, that you talk about recruiting and 17-year-old kids. This is why I cut college football coaches some slack, because they put their entire careers in the hands of what 17-year-old kids decide to do. And I can't fathom my life being dictated by the whims of a 17-year-old.
Chris Warren decided on a coin flip. He legit flipped a coin and said, They were like, were you, was that a get? No, I legit flipped the coin and chose.
He did. He chose Texas over Washington by the flip of a coin.
Probably should have gone to Washington.
And a shame.
It is what it is. Missed out on a playoff team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was on his way to a pretty nice little NFL career, until he got injured. So that one.
He got John Gruden.
Well, there you go.
I was going to say, we have a South Carolina versus Texas A&M this week. We'll obviously get to the Texas game in a little bit, but I see Texas A&M at home versus South Carolina favored by 14.5. The first thing my brain goes to is just like the potential for an angry crowd, a nervous crowd if things start to get because they're already on edge with Jimbo. I mean, that's well documented. And now you've got this one conference game that you are a heavy favorite. You are at home. You should win. I love the beauty of an angry, nervous crowd. I mean, in the old days, Jimbo Fisher's thinking, man, we got a home game. This is great. The crowd's going to be into it.
Yeah.
And you just think about how much it's flipped in his tenure. Now he's like, oh man, we're favored by 14.5 points at home. This could be an absolute disaster. What do you like? Do you think you think of things like that, or what do you think the fan base is going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, I went through it with Charlie Strong every week, not knowing what the hell we're going to put out there. I understand the frustration. He's in year 6, totally different though. He's been there twice as long as Charlie was, and playing just crap shooting every game. I don't know who's going to win or who's going to lose, but I do know South Carolina is not very good. 2-5. I think they have one conference win. It's at Kyle Field. They've had a bye week to get loose and rest. Like, there should be no way they lose this. But I say that hoping that there is a way.
There's always a way.
It would be the best ever if they lost. But I'm not holding my breath because South Carolina just really is not good. So just talent-wise, I think A&M can scrap together a win. I don't think it'll be by 14 points, though. But I do think they can win. So, they have guaranteed losses at Ole Miss and LSU. They have to win South Carolina, Mississippi State. So if they lose one of those, all bets are off on what happens to Jimbo this year. If he gets 8-4, I think he's fine for the next year because he's brought the team back up to like their standard, which is 8-4. So I think if he gets 8-4, he's fine. But anything less than that is going to be nuts.
Well, with guaranteed losses to Ole Miss and LSU, that's 7-5. So if he drops one of the others, 6-6. So 7-5 definitely feels like the borderline. That's the bar of when you start talking about, is this real? Do we get rid of him? 6-6, all bets are off for Jimbo.
Yeah, 6-6. It's and like we've talked about this before, but they only need like I don't know how much million, like 20 something million to give them right away. Yeah, and the rest is spread out. So if they ask for a little donation from everyone in the stands at Kyle Field, they would get that money right then and there.
I think Saturday would be the best day to do that, right? Just get them while they're emotional.
Yeah, just text $200 to this number if you want Jimbo out of here.
I would love to see the core marching through the stadium, passing the hat like Sunday church.
Yeah. They're gonna get that's what I'm saying. They're paying their tithes, Travis. You got to pay your tithes. They're gonna. and then here's the deal.
That would be great.
And then they'll get a new coach, and then they'll fire him just like they did. And then his record will be slightly worse than Jimbo's, and it'll just be a long fall down.
You know what I can't wait to tweet in like 5 years is like whoever coach they have, I want him like through 3 years compared to like Kevin Sumlin compared to Jimbo Fisher. It's just gonna be a fun adventure to go on.
I want Jimbo to still be making more money than whatever coach they hire. Like while that coach is out there,
while he's working his
that's
ass
almost
off.
Guaranteed that's going to happen.
Yeah,
they can't afford to make a big. They can't like wallets are at this point. Hey, oil money or not, wallets are run dry.
Kyle, along these lines, I actually prepared a game this morning. Travis Nash, feel free to jump in, but. Kyle, I want to go to the hypothetical world where just say like you can't get out of the Jimbo contract. You're stuck with it. You got to pay him this money. Firing him is just not an option for whatever reason. I wanted to play a little bit of would you rather as a football fan.
Sure.
So say crazy world, A&M is your team and you're stuck with Jimbo Fisher. Would you rather be stuck with that Jimbo contract or not be able to wear a hoodie for 5 years.
The hoodie.
Well, are you a hoodie guy?
This is a little bit Aaron-centric.
No, I'm saying I don't need to wear a hoodie. That's
okay.
easy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Get rid of it.
Okay.
That's why I was look. This dude is every single show is sitting up there with a hoodie. It could be.
I guess I'm a big hoodie guy.
It could be 100 degrees inside his house, and
I run hot anyway. It has to be like 30 or below for me to even put on a hoodie. So yeah,
Okay,
I can definitely go without it. Yeah.
Would you rather be stuck with the Jimbo contract or give up high definition television for a full year and you have to go back to standard TV?
I'd rather have Jimbo.
You'd rather have Jimbo, yeah, dude.
Whenever my TV is not like acting perfect and it's like kind of fuzzy, I'm like, I can't do this for more than 10 seconds. I can't imagine a year. No way.
Yeah, it's just a lot of low quality television. We watch way too many sports for that to be an option. All right, this is the last one I have. I don't know if you guys have any. Would you rather be stuck with Jimbo or eat only Mexican food for 6 months? I feel like it would be cool for like a week or two, but 6 months.
I could do Mexican.
I could definitely do that.
Look, Aaron,
I have to fight my wife not to do that. I would love to do that every day for 6 months.
I think I already do that every day.
Yeah, I think this was a bit of a La Reveal Magnifico about Aaron Little's life.
I know.
He doesn't want to eat Mexican food, and he does want to wear hoodies. Like those.
I like Mexican food. I just feel like 6 months, like there might be some serious long-term health effects. I don't know. I'm crazy.
Some permanent IBS going on.
Hey man, if you guys have better ones, let us fly. Maybe we can do it.
Jimbo causes the same IBS, so it doesn't really matter. IBS was.
It wouldn't be worse than the health effects
Same
of
IBS,
being a
better
fan of
health.
a Jimbo team.
Okay, wait. I got one. Would you rather lose out, but somehow we face Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship and squeak by a win, so we finish the season like 8-5 or 9-5, but we have a Big 12 title, or destroy everyone, and beat OU, and then get throttled like TCU did in a playoff game against like Florida State, like 60-5.
Look, I'm taking the throttle. Okay, every day of the week.
You want to be throttled? Okay.
Well,
yeah, I'd rather have the wins and be in the playoffs. Just because.
Yeah, well, because here's the deal. I cannot tell you how much I want for Texas to make the playoff. Because if it's where we make the playoff the first year, it's a 12-team playoff. Everybody's gonna.
Texas,
it's
because it's 12 teams. Yeah.
So I want us to be able to make this playoff.
It would be nice to prove that we could do it with 4 teams. I guess.
But what's more, you're talking about losing to BYU, Texas Tech, Iowa State. Come on, Texas has been down that road. You know the pain that comes with that. I mean,
I wanted to hear what Aaron had to say, though.
Oh well, that's true. Mr. I don't want to eat Mexican food every day.
Yeah, that was just not at all the original take. But no, I would rather make the playoffs. I mean, that playoff loss, it is what it is. The program would still be heading in a good direction. We would get a lot of views on the channel. By the way, please like the video. It would just be good overall. I would like the hope for that week leading up for the game, but I mean, the TCU part would not be fun. So I do understand the question.
Yeah. I don't know. Mexican food every day is the dream, not the would you rather for me.
I never heard y'all's score predictions for the BYU game. Like,
wait, we're coming to them. We cut them short to get to you. So
okay, thank you guys.
You got to stick around and check out the video afterward.
Let's see Kyle's though. Kyle, what is your score prediction? You should lead us off.
Let's hear
overall thoughts on the game.
I was gonna say I'm throwing everything out. I don't know what to expect from Malik. Barely seen him throw a pass, so this is his time to shine. He's going to take the reins and hopefully run with it. Hopefully we know that he's a great quarterback after Saturday. I don't want any of this. You know the Twitter sphere is going to be blowing up with, should Arch be starting because Malik could barely pull off a win against BYU, and then I want a very confident quarterback decided after this game. I want everyone to know, Malik, thank the Lord we have him. He's great. That's what I want. But until then, I don't really know what to expect.
Kyle,
after last week's fiasco, I will put any win as a positive. I don't care if we win with a field goal at the last second against BYU. I don't care. I just want the win. That's all I care about.
All right, Kyle.
Any score as with Texas more, that's what I have.
Then let's do this. Let me ask you. I'll put you on the spot here.
Sure.
Are you able to stick around for the last 10 minutes and ride out the show with us while we do our score prediction?
Not really.
Right.
I gotta bounce.
That's
He's
fair.
a busy man. He's a busy man.
I get it. That's
He's got
why
some
I
Aggie
asked.
packs to go make.
Had to ask.
Yeah, I got some enchiladas to go scarf down.
In that case, why don't you tell us
Sounds
what the official visit's all about?
Okay. I'm going to the Kansas State game, not only just enjoying the game, but I will be at the co-op Friday before the game, signing books, come and say hi. Met a lot of people at the Houston game. If you didn't get a chance to say hi, come stop by the co-op. I'll be there for 2 hours, 3 to 5 p.m. They have free beers apparently there. It's like the co-op happy hour. It's this new thing. Come say hi, grab a beer, wear some Texas gear, buy some Texas gear for the game. They got all sorts of stuff there. Come check it out. And then I will also be at the game. We'll say hi there. We'll tailgate, whatever, have a blast. So come say hi.
Awesome. Co-op during the game. Go check it out. Go say hi. Go get yourself some Aggie Fact Thursday books, volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Kyle, thank you so much for joining us, man. We really
Thanks,
do.
Kyle.
I'm
having
going to
me,
go over
guys.
tougher questions for next week. I'm going to play the same game.
Sure, yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Sounds
I'll
like
come
fun.
up with pop culture references, I'm sure. Kyle, thank you so much.
Okay, see you guys.
Have a good one.
Travis, your Beetlejuice reference went right over his head. Here's the deal. I don't even know Beetlejuice. I've never even watched it. I just know.
But you know
I know
Beetlejuice,
the
you say the
I've
name.
heard it.
13
Well, I've heard it referenced enough.
Yeah, exactly.
say it
Exactly.
3
And
times, so.
why? Because you live in society, you pay attention to something other than ESPN.
I mean, how bad is this one? Because like when I tell you, like you could be talking about a movie, a show, or like a protein drink. I do not know what you're talking about.
Look. Hey, Aaron, I'll be right here on you with this one. I literally don't know if it's a TV show or a movie. I just know.
It
I
really
just know
sounds
what
like
the
it could
reference
be
is.
like a healthy sports drink.
It was a movie and a Broadway play. Just saying. Just FYI. All right, listen, we've got a super chat from Jay Lee that we've been holding off on. Sorry about that, Jay, that it's taken so long, but we do appreciate your contribution.
Yes.
We definitely do appreciate that. And this sets up where our score predictions coming up, but Jay, $5 saying everyone thought we would blow out OU and then Houston. I don't know how people haven't learned their lesson. The rest of our games will be close. Jay, yeah, I admit I thought for sure. Look, I said 52-17 for Houston. I mean, clearly I thought that was going to be a blowout.
I was close.
I thought it was. I did not predict a blowout of OU. I did predict a 10-point win, but not a blowout. So you're right in saying that a lot of people were predicting blowouts. But again, BYU's not good. BYU's just not good. Their defense is like one of the worst in the country. Listen, they're a tough team. They are a physical team. They play with a toughness and edge to them, which I appreciate. I do think they're well coached in that aspect. They kind of follow Kalani Sitake's, a team is always set by its coach. They always kind of find that identity. Kalani Sitake is a tough dude, and they're a tough team. They're just not a talented team. So while I appreciate that you believe the score is going to be close, I have to disagree with you on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and throw out my score first. I think it's going to be a comfortable win, not a crazy blowout, but a comfortable 38-10 Texas over BYU. That's my prediction. Nash, what have you got?
Yeah, just so retouching on it, I think that this is going to spark some controversy at quarterback one. I readjust my stats. You got Malik Murphy going 20-25, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think that what's going to happen is combining those stats with a big blowout win, Texas 42, BYU 6. There's going to be people, right or wrong, probably wrong, going to be sitting there saying we don't need to be bringing 20 years back. Let them go. So there's going to be a division.
There's going to be some.
There's going to be a massive divide in the fan base if this happens.
Yeah, there were some calling for him over Ewers in the spring too. I mean, there's wackadoodles on every place.
I mean,
right?
yeah, I want to stay on that for a little bit. I mean, I know we're running out of time a little bit, but man, like if there's like legitimate, I mean, yeah, there's going to be some fans out there, but Nash, if there's like legitimate controversy between like knowledgeable people, man, that is going to be very interesting to me because I don't know, like what do people want from the quarterback position that Quinn hasn't been giving? Like, I just don't. I haven't.
They just want the ball. Look, I think that a lot of the criticism was just like I think there's a lot of recency bias with their criticism. Them saying that he checks down the ball too much. He really just was checking down the ball a ton versus Houston.
Well, and
And
teams are
it's just
playing.
look
Teams
at the end
are
of the
playing
day,
the 3-3-5. I mean,
it's
like,
really easy to make the starting quarterback the scapegoat. And like it's just Texas hasn't had we're in close wins. I know like some people. This is another thing. Like for people that want to put the Oklahoma loss on Quinn Ewers, that was not at all. Like yeah, he did throw 2 interceptions early on, but those 2 interceptions only accounted for 7 points for
And
Oklahoma.
the fumble, by the way.
And then after that, all he did was have only 2 incompletions after those 2 interceptions. It was like. So at the end of the day, the defense lost that game, right? But like it's just like a lot of people. I think that people are they're holding Quinn Ewers to this unreal expectation of he needs to be the 1.00 dude that he was a perfect recruit. He needs to be that first round like top 10 pick dude. Like I think that people are holding him to that expectation, and I mean, I'm right there with you, man. Like, there's literally like he's when you go. I know it's adjusted completion percentage, but this is just accounting like the amount of times that the ball actually is able to get to the wide receiver. You can't get much better than 91.5, and even if you get rid of all those checkdowns, he's still 60 of 68. That's 88%. I mean, like I'm not going to sit here and bitch about those 8 incompletions.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, the 3-3-5 discourse is a thing because teams are dropping 8 into coverage, meaning it is hard to push the ball down the field. Like, I just don't think you can put too much of that on Quinn. I will definitely be on the pro Quinn side if this becomes a debate. I mean, obviously, I want to see Malik do well. That would be a lot of fun. I think he's a talented guy, but man, I just have a hard time seeing like any rational people be like, we got to make a quarterback switch after what Quinn has done because he's been really good taking care of the ball. Oklahoma game aside, which yes, those were 3 big turnovers. I know the points resulted, but still overall, like the goal there was not to turn the ball over, and he did. But man, besides those 3 OU turnovers, he has been pretty much exactly what I wanted. All right, score prediction time. I'll go ahead and set it up by saying, guys, this is the Thursday show. You can win a free autographed Jonathan Brooks jersey by correctly predicting the score of this game in the comment section of the video. Not the live chat. It's the comment section. You can put the scores in the chat right now. That's fine. But when the video ends, hit refresh. There will be a comment section. Put your final score there. If you nail it exactly and you're the first person to nail it with that score, you will win a free autographed Jonathan Brooks jersey from ESM. Helps out the show a lot. The other stipulations, you have to like this video. You have to subscribe to the channel. You can do both of those literally right now by the time I'm done giving my score. So yeah, like the video right now, subscribe to the channel. Once the show's over, comment section, final score, win a free jersey. I'm going Texas 27, BYU 17. I do have 4 total touchdowns predicted, so I guess I am basically predicting a missed extra point. So we'll see how that goes. But I just think it's kind of a sloppy game. Like I think Malik's going to show some stuff here or there. I also think there's going to be some tough moments. I'm not sold on the Texas secondary quite yet, so I do think BYU will have some drives where they move the ball. I guess I'm more on the Jay Lee side on this one. I think it's just a little too close for comfort, so I'm not going to pick Texas to cover here. I think 27-17 is pretty realistic.
And for all of you that want to go down, like you said, go down. And the best way to do this is to, as soon as the video is over, just hit refresh, and then the comment section will pop up, and go type it down there.
Yep.
I've already scratched off 42-6, so you already know that that's not going to happen. Okay, so y'all can Y'all can go in and omit the 42-6 down there. That's just a pro tip, because anything that I predict as far as the score-wise with Texas will never happen.
Yep, guys, these are awesome comments in the chat line, Specs chat line. You'll need to put them again in the comments because I can't track these, but yeah, a lot of good stuff.
It is a lot of good stuff, and it is your chance. Hey, if you disagree with us, fine. We haven't correctly nailed the score prediction yet, but one person has so far this year, and he won a free Malik Murphy jersey.
Two Broke was close last week too.
Two Broke was close. He's into this. He's in it to win it. It's a free Jonathan Brooks jersey up for grabs. Just like Aaron said, like the video. Do that right now. So that's out of the way. Subscribe to the channel and then be the first to correctly predict it. It's that simple.
Yep. David Pruitt, you're right. I kind of briefly addressed this, but I did all my predictions, and then I did 27-17, and then I realized I predicted 3 touchdowns for Jonathan Brooks and 1 for Malik Murphy. So I have to backtrack a little bit somehow. So I'm just kind of cheating.
You could just take 1 touchdowns off and say 2 field goals.
Yeah, but it'd be cooler if he scores 3 touchdowns and then I have it right.
Yeah.
So
Aaron wants to throw Bird Auburn.
It'd be a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to piss anyone off by saying Bird Auburn's gonna. I'll just say one gets blocked. Like there.
You know what? There you go. If it's raining, maybe
like it's fine.
A fumbled snap or something like that.
Or you can blame it on Sanborn. Sanborn's got the laces in. Boo.
Yeah.
or Sark went for
Those for 2. Or they run the fake. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what's tough? You know what is more shocking than a fake field goal 4th and 6 throw out to Bird Auburn? Doing it twice, back-to-back weeks.
I was watch him be like, we got to get this down. It's got to work.
Just to try and prove everyone wrong. Sark's going to call for
while we're joking, I don't think that's going to happen, because Sark himself came out like within the first 2 sentences of him in the press conference, he was like, okay, yeah, that 4th down call was terrible.
You can't do that at home.
Well,
that's the stuff you do on the road. You can't do that at home because you'll just get booed.
To that point, I do think that changed the entire tenor of the game. I just do. But anyway, we've got to move on. It's time for us to get going. But if you do subscribe to the channel, you will know that coming up next, we got Armoir's Old-Fashioned Sports Show, followed by, there's a prize prediction show.
Prize Picks today. Yep, Prize Picks.
Oh, yep. So followed by Prize Picks show, where they're going to do something similar, looking at the Prize Picks and breaking down their expectations for the game. Followed by followed by House Divided with Jeff Ketchum and Chad Hastings. It's Aggie Fact Thursday. It's only appropriate Chad Hastings is on the air today. Followed by Football with Friends with Alex Dunlap, whose offensive deep dig should be coming out really soon on orangebloods.com. That's always a damn good read. And then finally, OB Outsiders tonight, Thursday night. You never know who they had Seth Griffin on last night. That was a hell of an interview. So you never know who they're going to be able to get for interviews. They have a few more connections to the Texas program than we do. Just saying. When you're an ex-quarterback like Chance Mock, you're going to know a guy or two that I don't frankly have in my Rolodex, which for Aaron and Nashville, Rolodex is a thing people used to use to write down phone numbers, and they would spin it around, and they had little cards on there that with a name and number of how to contact somebody.
Look,
that was a Rolodex. It rolled around.
We're the last generation to be without the whole phones and all that stuff, so we do kind of get that.
Yeah, I thought it was in the same neighborhood as a watch, like Rolodex, Rolex. I thought there was some correlation there.
Nash, you should know you can never speak for Aaron when it comes to references. You're same generation, but you can't assume he knows what he's going to.
In my own tier.
I'm just saying.
Well, I think he's messing with you here.
But we love you, Aaron. I love you. I want to expand your TV watching capabilities, but hey,
if it doesn't have the D-backs on it, he's not going to be doing it.
I mean, TV is probably my strongest ability to do references. It's the others. It's the movies and the arts and the other crap that you guys talk about that really gets me. Come back tomorrow though, because we've got we'll have our picks. We'll preview the whole weekend of college football, and we're going to preview the World Series because we have to. Executive decision there. It won't be a long preview, but we will talk about the World Series a little bit.
Definitely. So stick around, Opie, live all day today. A lot of great talk. We appreciate you joining us today. We do hope you hit that like button. Danny Juarez with the shot on the way out. I do love Murphy's deep balls. I do. I don't care. And I'm looking forward to seeing them on Saturday. But we'll see you right back here tomorrow. So hope you have a fantastic Thursday. I'm Travis for Aaron, Obi, and Nash.